Hello and welcome to Chamber Matters. This is Bill Allen, President and CEO of the Greater Beaumont Chamber of Commerce. Chamber Matters is brought to you in part by our Chairman Circle investors, the City of Beaumont and ExxonMobil, and our Sabine level investors, Capital One and Entergy Texas. So let's set the stage for what we're going to be talking about. Every week we discuss business-related issues from in and around Beaumont. We also give you information on events, and we always have a guest who's joins us that's able to talk about their business or some specific program that they're involved in. So later we're going to be talking to David Mosley from Lamar Institute of Technology. First, we're going to take a couple minutes to talk about calendar items from the Chamber. And actually, we've got a little bit of a break. I hope you were able to attend and watch our legislative update last week where State Comptroller Glenn Hagar came in and talked about the state's finances and how that might impact us at the legislative session come 2021. We also were joined by Senator Brandon Creighton, Representatives Joe Desautels, Dade Phelan by video, and also we had somebody that had a really interesting perspective on TWIA, which is Texas Windstorm Insurance Association. And that was Mays Middleton out of the Galveston area. I think it was a fantastic event, but now we've got a little bit of a break. So coming up, the next big one isn't really until October, and that is Spice of the Season, and that'll be on the 9th, and that will be followed by our annual meeting, which is going to be October 13th, and we should shortly be able to talk about our keynote speaker and our Spindletop Award winner. That's our big event of the year. So those are the next big ones that we have coming up. Stay tuned. And don't forget, we're still doing Business Connection every Friday morning at 7:30 at the MCM Elegante. Great opportunity for you to meet about 20 to 30 other business people, a very low-key atmosphere, but you do get a chance to do your elevator speech. So it's a great time to kind of practice up while things are a little bit slow. But anyway, don't miss that one. No RSVP necessary, no cost. Just stop by and the people in the hall will show you where you need to be if you attend Business Connection over there at the Elegante on Friday. So as I mentioned earlier, we have David Mosley, who's the Vice President for Strategic Initiatives at Lamar Institute of Technology with us today. Let me bring him in just a moment. David, are you with us?
Am. Hey, Bill.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Good, good. So somehow your picture's not showing up yet, and I'm not sure what that is. Can you see mine?
I can.
There you are. Perfect, perfect. So I'm really glad that you could come in, and you're kind of my guinea pig today. New technology. I don't know. We're gonna make it work. So I really wanted to talk a little bit about going back to school and from an LIT perspective. So I am sure that you guys have done a ton of work so that you feel comfortable from a safety perspective for your instructors. There you go. For your instructors, for your students, for the administrative staff. Can you talk a little bit about all the things that you've done to be able to open school back up?
I would be happy to. What a long, strange summer it has been. We are actually in phase 4 of our reopening plan. Since August 17th, we have all faculty and staff, except for our high-risk folks, back on campus. We also have a daily check-in that we get scanned and tagged every day with a different color bracelet so that people can quickly look and see that somebody's been checked in. We do ask our students to self-assess and our employees as well, or the general public, if they have any symptoms, to please stay away. But basically, yes, we have a video that we actually shot and posted this beginning of this week that gives the public an understanding of the steps that we've taken. We have a 32-page reopening plan, but I don't think many people were going to read that. So we created a video around that with Dr. Hill, who's our AVP over student success. Did a great job. It shows you all the practices and CDC practices we have in place. In addition, it shows you what you can expect when you come into a laboratory. We have the the plexiglass dividers between stations. We are socially distancing. We've modified our delivery format. We're still doing face-to-face, but we're having to allow for social distancing. We've created more hybrid classes, which is your part online and part face-to-face.
Right.
Being a career and technical education provider, there's just some things you can't get from a book, and you need to get your hands on, whether it's a medical device or something from the industrial field or a computer. You need to put your hands on those devices. So we've created hybrid sections, and we've expanded our online offerings, which we were still pre-pandemic. We were about 25% fully online. With spring, we had to shift the majority, about 80% online.
Okay.
Worked generally well. There were some hiccups, of course. Not everybody's a good online learner. They need that face-to-face interaction. So we're trying to meet everybody's need as best as possible. Again, following all the CDC guidelines, the governor, the county judge, and the mayors. So the plan for right now is August 24th. Next Monday is our first class day for fall. We also have a late start fall session, 12 weeks long. So if people did not get registered in time for the regular fall, they can catch us on the late start that begins September 21st.
Very good. So you mentioned the video. If somebody is interested in taking a look at that, where would they find that? On your website, I assume.
Yes, www.lit.edu. There's a big green bar at the top, and it has a link right there in white letters telling you to click here and go watch the video. It's posted to YouTube as well.
That's great. It sounds like you guys have kind of gone above and beyond so that you're comfortable and the people that are going to come on campus should be comfortable as well.
Yes, sir. I've been here for the last 2 months, and so it was a little strange at first, but you get used to it. So everybody just wears masks when they're interacting and keeps socially distant. And so far it's worked, and we're hopeful that it continues to work. I'm confident it is. We have contingencies to our contingencies at this point.
I am sure you do. So with all that effort going on, do you have any, let's kind of shift a little bit to the school side of it. Do you have any new programs or new noteworthy classes that are going to be popping up here when school comes back?
Definitely. So one of the exciting things that we accomplished over the summer, despite the pandemic, was we've done a complete upgrade of our outside 3-story distillation unit. We were running a Honeywell DCS, or digital control system, and through the generosity of Emerson and Scowling Controls locally, we have installed a $1.2 million Delta V DCS, or digital control system. This is literally cutting edge. It allows students to come in and have their hands on the most recent, or actually maybe even probably ahead of a lot of what's installed out in industry. So we're super excited at that. That's going to benefit our process operating technology students.
Okay.
It's going to benefit our instrumentation students. Basically, what they will get exposed to is something that is really capable of revolutionizing the process industry, because they can virtualize the process and play what if and introduce faults and respond to them without true faults entering them or causing problems. So we're super excited that we haven't had, because of the pandemic, we didn't get to have our ribbon cutting yet or our open house, but we plan to do that late fall if pandemic permitting. Right.
Boy, your industry partners must be excited about, your students getting that kind of training and then being able to walk in and be of great value to them right off the bat. Exactly.
So that is one of the things we've been working hard with, the new Perkins 5 allocation, meeting the criteria that's required, because equipment is the lifeblood of our instruction, right? Like I was speaking earlier, theory is great, but we try to marry theory with the hands-on application part, and that of course requires in many cases high value equipment. One of the things I shout out to our respiratory therapy program and our allied health programs is they stepped up during the pandemic, and we donated our ventilators to local hospitals. But those are the kind of that we train our students. They hit the workforce, they're ready to go and not in need of entry level training. That's what we provide to the workforce.
That's fantastic. That's a great value add. for people that are going to come in and get trained at your institution.
In addition, I mentioned that we are also in receipt of Texas Workforce Commission training dollars that are specifically designed to be made available to local business. If you have a training need, I would ask to contact the school, specifically Dr. Miranda Phillips. She is trusteed with those funds, and according to TWC, we have the largest share of the Texas funds because we've been diligent in applying for them. And this again is to provide training to folks during the pandemic. It's online. We can do it hybrid. We can do it face to face. But we've been a lot of our non-credit or workforce training non-credit into the online sphere. So whether you're talking about industrial lubrication, med tech, we haven't figured out how to do truck driving online yet, though we do have a simulator that will let you simulate driving a truck. We still have to do some face to face.
Very good. And I remember Dr. Howard talking to me about that probably the time the CARES Act started to unfold a little bit. So that's fantastic. I know that we're talking actually to a company that will soon be locating in Beaumont. And when they were here, looking at Beaumont versus some of the other cities that were possibilities for them to land, we brought that opportunity up to them. And I no doubt that was a big part of their decision to come here because they're able to get some folks maybe an entry-level type of position, but then train them up as time goes on. So that's really good.
Yeah, and the state of Texas sets aside training dollars in the form of the Skills Development Fund. I got word yesterday that they've added another $5 million to that training fund. That's typically going to be businesses that are over 100 employees. If they have less than 100 employees, then we have a thing called Skills for Small Business, which is a very simplified application. And basically it pays for new hires, I think it's $14.50, and half of that for incumbent workers. And a new hire is anybody who's been hired in the last year. So whether you're talking about Excel, soft skills, or hard technical skill training, we can provide that. Then there's on top of that, there's the COVID training dollars that they've trusted to us.
That's fantastic. What else do you have going that you want to let the audience know about and maybe have them come back to you?
So basically, we've been busy modifying programs. We're in the process of creating an 18 semester credit hour certificate in welding that'll be available next year. Basically, took a 30 semester credit hour certificate and have pared it down to just the essentials. This would be basically structural welding, get you in the door as a structural welder. And again, that's one of the critical demand occupations, but the wage outcomes for our school are just unbelievable, being number 10 in the nation and number 1 in the state of Texas. 10 years after starting at LIT, median salary of around $46,000. That's incredible. I went to a 4-year school. I think I made $17,000 the first year out. And so we have kids coming out of the gate making anywhere from $80,000 to $100,000, depending on the field that they're in. So industrial mechanics, all of our technical, computer networking, we're doing real estate completely online now as well. So,
really?
Yeah. So that's always been a lot of times a real estate is a career change for folks, and it's difficult to go to class during the day or the evening when they have a life, right?
Sure.
In addition, we completed what's called our prior learning assessment handbook, so that we are trained up our folks on how to assess somebody who has experiential or other college credit to bring in to get them further towards a certificate or a degree. That'll be huge. We're really trying to focus on some of the labor data that I have access to says that we have 100,000 people in the 4-county area who only have a high school diploma. And those folks, individuals that we want to, we recognize the challenges they have. They have a job, may not be a fulfilling or pay well. They have a family. So adding school would seem almost insurmountable in many cases for them. So we're working to work around their schedule, show them how they can fund it, either through Pell or scholarships, and then give them credit for that experiential credit that or training that they've already had. If they've been working as a draftsman for 20 years, but they want a degree, we can work with that.
Very good. Yeah, that whole education process is evolving, isn't it? And it sounds like you guys are at the forefront of trying to accommodate people on their terms, rather than maybe the old school was, hey, this is when we're having this class. If you can make it, that's great.
Yeah, show up. If not, too bad, right? No,
Yeah.
we try to meet people where they are and when they are.
Perfect. So before I let you go, I just want to say thanks for our partnership. We've been doing a lot of things together. Obviously, the most recent legislative update in our state of the county, we couldn't have pulled that off without you guys and your support. So thank you very much. And your partnership individually. Appreciate you taking the time and getting involved in what we're trying to do.
Thank you, Bill. We're glad that you guys are such good partners with us. We appreciate it a lot.
Very good. Well, I think that's it. So I want to ask you one question before we end this. What's the best way to get in touch with, whether it's you or Dr. Phillips, if they've got questions about some of the programs and how it might work specifically for, the individual?
So you can go to our website. We have a directory that you can use. I'd be happy. I'm not sure if I can give my number on the air.
Understand?
Okay. I mean, from y'all's perspective, I'd be happy to give it. But yes, go to the website. There's a directory, staff and directory, and you can look up myself, David Mosley, or Miranda Phillips, and contact us. My email is dpmosley, Mosley, at lit.edu. If you want to shoot me an email, I'll put you in touch with the right person.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. I'm sure you're going to get inundated from that, because it sounds like the programs that you have to offer right now, something's going to match everybody. So everybody's trying to better themselves, and it's great that you guys have a commitment to doing that and helping out. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Very good. So I think that's all the time we have today. So I want to thank David Mosley from LIT for joining us. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. You can find us online at bmtcoc.org, on Facebook, Greater Beaumont Chamber of Commerce, or you can call us at 409-838-6581. We'll be back with you next week, and hopefully I'll be a little smoother with this software. So Chamber Matters is brought to you in part by our Chairman Circle investors, the City of Beaumont and ExxonMobil, and our Sabine level investors, Capital One and Entergy Texas. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.